football game, and we're preparing to win a football game, and we don't necessarily be too worried about any of that stuff. We're really just kind of focused on the X's and O's.
I mean, outside looking in before you got here, did you get the sense that maybe there's a little bit more of a rivalry with Penn State over the last few years, just with them coming here in LA to be in the top 5, and then you guys going there in 9, kind of being in a similar situation? It just seems like there's always something on the line.
Yeah, perhaps maybe I got a little bit of that feeling. Again, I'll just go back to, it is another football game. It happens to be a pretty big one. It's our first Big Ten game against a team that is traditionally very competitive, very successful. So, again, we're going to have to match their ability, if not, for our preparation. So.
Yeah. What have you heard about the stadium?
I've never been there personally. I've heard that, it's very loud. There's a lot of people. It can be a hostile environment. That's something we have to account for when we're there.
Was Penn State one of your first games?
Yeah, that was one of the first game. That was the first game I got to go to once last year.
How was that? How do you remember it?
I remember being pretty nervous when I went to the game, but after that first snap, it was just sort of all football. After that, got better every play. Learned as the game went on. At the end of the game, left Kinnick with a pretty good feeling.
How much more do you know when you look back towards that first game you started to now? How much have you learned over the past year?
It'd be hard to put it in words. Just not really knowing necessarily an awful lot about the defense. Versus now, I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what we're trying to do in different situations. So the two are almost incomparable at this point.
These guys play 2 quarterbacks. Is that hard to prepare for at all?
We're going to prepare the way we always do. We know that, different players, have different abilities and skill sets. Both these guys are very capable athletes, be that with their feet or with their arms. So, we're going to have to be ready for them when they're in the game.
What are some of the differences you notice when you study both Bolden and McGloin?
I've seen McGloin make some nice throws, and at the same time I've seen Bolden sort of extend some plays with his feet. So, those, two things that, are things that maybe we've struggled defending, so far this year. So we're just going to have to really, tighten the screws when Bolden's in the game, or McGloin, just be conscientious of, what they can do to hurt us.
When you go on the road in a hostile environment, is one of the keys to really just take the crowd out of the game early as a defense? Get some 3 and outs and give your offense a chance to kind of build a lead?
Yeah, definitely. I think, the sooner we could or would be able to take the crowd out of the game, the more that would play to our favor.
What do you think has allowed Iowa to be so successful against Penn State in the past few years? Is it just luck, maybe, good fortune, or is there something that you guys know about them that they don't know or something?
I think it's just been our preparation, perhaps, leading up to the Penn State week. This has just been weeks where coincidentally we've prepared well, and then our play has been a result.
Did you catch any of the games this weekend?
I saw a little bit of the Wisconsin-Nebraska game, and then I watched Northwestern Illinois. I saw that Illinois came back on them, so I gotta watch those too.
It's kind of weird being a fan for a weekend, or just?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was a fan necessarily. I was just watching the team, sort of trying to get maybe a feel for what other teams are doing, or gauging maybe how our play stacks up against other teams' play.
How do you gauge it? How do you think you guys would stack up against some of these Big Ten teams you saw?
Different. It's different for every team. Right now I'm not thinking globally. I'm really just focused on Penn State this week and doing what we need to do to play well against Penn State.
Do you think you guys are better prepared? You talked a little bit earlier about guys that move a little bit in the pocket, or things you struggle with maybe the first 2.5 weeks. Do you feel like the defense has grown to the point where maybe you're more prepared and you guys are in better shape to handle that stuff?
Yeah, that's something we've had to deal with every week so far this season, and I think every week we've improved upon it a little bit better, and hopefully we can continue to do that this week.
What are the keys to that? Is it just repetitions against it, or?
I think that a little bit, and I also think it's just understanding when you have a quarterback that is mobile, you need to be that more strict and maintaining leverage and containing the ball with your defensive fronts.
How much